protesters gathered to voice their anger at foreign businesses being attacked in Johannesburg and Pretoria. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa says at least 10 people have been killed since Sunday and has labelled the violence xenophobic. South Africa has a large number of economic interests and businesses in Nigeria, many of which are now under police protection. Here's what South Africa's High Commissioner to Nigeria, Bobby Morrow, had to say.
The relations between South Africa and Nigeria is much stronger than the challenges that we are facing now. There's a lot of political will between the principals of both countries. We have been through this before, although not in this format, and it is the very strong diplomatic ties that we are enjoying with Nigeria which contributed to providing solutions to the challenges that we face.
Stephen Gordon with us now, Senior Research Specialist at Human Sciences Research Council. He's on Skype from Durban. You know, Stephen, this is clearly getting worse. Yesterday I was speaking to another guest about things like a football match being cancelled and some leaders not going to a conference. But when you get to the stage of starting to shut down embassies, it's getting a little more serious.
Absolutely. I think what we've seen in the last few days is growing concern in the African continent that this latest round of anti-immigrant riots will not be taken seriously by the present administration, as anti-immigrant riots in the past have been by previous administrations. However, I am confident that the current President Ramaphosa, will deal with the issue of anti-immigrant crime, hate crime, in a progressive and dynamic fashion. In March of 2019, the South African government adopted a national action plan on racism, racial discrimination, xenophobia, and related intolerance. This plan sets out clear measures to combat xenophobia and reduce anti-immigrant hate crime in South Africa.
Why does it keep... Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you, Stephen. I just want to ask you a few more questions. Why does it keep happening, though? This is not the first time. There have been many people killed in the last decade. There have been, you know, flashpoints of similar things. And no government has said, we need to sort this. I mean, it's great if Cyril Ramaphosa's government does deal with it now, but why hasn't it happened until now?
There are many complicated reasons that we can talk about. I think if we start with why have we seen repeated outbreaks of anti-immigrant hate crime and such violent anti-immigrant riots, I think we have to focus on prejudice. Myths about the negative impact of international migrants on local communities in South Africa are rife. Many people believe, as research from the Human Science Research Council has shown, that international migrants are a cause of crime, are a cause of unemployment. Empirical studies show that these concerns are baseless. However, they continue to stoke fear and anger at the international migrant population. Previous administrations have been reluctant to deal with this problem because it would mean confronting fundamental prejudices that many people, not just poor people in Johannesburg, but the wealthy, people living in rural areas, people in all parts of South Africa feel towards international migrants.
For now, though, do you think it will stay within the townships and within the areas it has happened in?
I am confident that the law enforcement authorities are taking the matter very seriously and are putting the necessary pressure to bear to contain the current outbreak of violence. What I am most concerned about is long-term solutions. There has been calls, for example, for the deployment of the National Defence Force to contain the situation and for an escalation of police presence on the streets. And while these may bear short-term results, what we need is long-term solutions. We need greater civic education on this issue. We need better management of immigration. We need immigration integration programs. And we need to, as South Africans, speaking as a South African, to grapple with existing prejudices that unfortunately many people in the country hold about international migrants.
Stephen Gordon, great to talk to you from Durban today. Thank you for your time.